Hi there, it's day 3 of week 15 of 52 weeks of vlogging, and it's also day 3 of Live Below the Line. So I want to share with you some reasons that I'm doing what I'm doing and why I think it's important. And I don't have time to edit this video, so if I say something stupid and screw up, then now you know what my videos really look like. I want to talk about Uganda because the charity that I've chosen to support with my sponsorship donations is called Raising the Village, and they operate in Uganda for now. They do intend eventually to move into Uganda's neighboring countries, but for now they're based in Uganda because they know the people, they know the languages that are spoken there, and they have an understanding of how the infrastructure works, how the government works, how the political process works, and so they felt that that was the best place for them to begin with their relief efforts. Uganda has a population of 34.5 million people, but a staggering 86.7% of those people, 86.7%? Yes, 86.7%. I thought for a minute it might be 87.6, but I was wrong. 86.7% of those people live in remote or rural areas. And of their population of 34.5 million people, 52% are children below the age of 15. 52%. That's huge. Uganda was recently recognized as the country with the youngest population in the world. And part of that is because they don't have access to good health care in rural and remote areas. So parents who get sick don't make it. Part of that is because there's a very, very little access to family planning services. And part of that is because of maternal mortality. Again, if you have to walk 7 kilometers to get to the nearest hospital on foot, you're probably not going to get there if you're in labor and you get into trouble. And part of that is because of the AIDS epidemic that continues to go through Uganda and to wreak its havoc in Uganda. I have to look at my notes. The AIDS epidemic in Uganda kills approximately 64,000 people a year, and at least 1,200,000 children have been left orphaned by AIDS so far. That's a huge, huge number of children. And what Raising the Village finds is that when they go into these remote communities, very often they find incredible numbers of children, 50 or more, in a small village of 3 or 4 or 500 people. 50, 60 children who have been orphaned by AIDS and who need care, they need food, they need education, and there's nobody to give it to them. Additionally, these households in the villages that Raising the Village works with often survive on as little as 20 cents a day. That's not per person, that's per household. That's nothing. They can't buy materials to build things like schools or install things like sanitation. Forget about digging wells. They can't afford to hire teachers to teach the children, even if they can manage to build a school. These people are starving. They work very, very hard every day to grow what little food they're able to grow, which sometimes then gets raided by mountain gorillas or elephants. They need help. And that's where Raising the Village comes in. Raising the Village goes to these rural communities when they're invited to participate with the community, and they work with the members of the community. They teach them how to hand press bricks made out of the clay in the ground so that they can build a school without having to buy materials. They teach them how to build things like water collection systems from rainwater so that they can have an access to clean drinking water locally without having to walk 7, 8, 9, 10 kilometers to get it. They also teach them about agriculture so that they're better equipped to grow good food and grow a variety of food so that their food is more nutritious. And they work with them in terms of getting a better infrastructure in terms of developing the paths to get to other local villages so that they can more easily get access to health care and health services. I think Raising the Village does really good work. One of the things I love about what they do is that they work with the community. and the kidlets are blowing bubbles on me, which might make this video look really stupid, or might just highlight the irony of how much we have and how little they have. If you can sponsor me with anything, even a $5 donation would help, and is much appreciated by me. Even if the kidlets don't get it, I get it. And hopefully they'll get it soon. Maybe I should not feed them dinner. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.